uh, crawled out of bed just a tad late this morning, and so we did take a trade in gold this morning. I got in a little bit late. I'm not happy about that, but took the trade nonetheless. But I hope you guys had a great weekend, and hopefully I am live. I don't know. I still see everything spinning here. Um, okay, I'm pretty sure I'm live. Like I said, hope you guys had a great weekend, and got some action here this morning with our strategy here, which, as you guys know by now, is the ATH Sniper Pro 15-minute trading strategy, trading plan, whatever you want to call it. And you should know the rules by now for this strategy if you've been watching my YouTube channel or my Facebook Lives here from last week. If not, you can grab this PDF file here, and it gives you everything right here. There's a video explaining the strategy. Here's the 6 conditions that have to be met on the trade idea or trade entry candle. And of course, this is our trade management plan right here. So it's a full strategy here with a trade management plan. And it uses our community's ATHRSI crossover arrow indicator that was created by Michael Martin, only available to our community. It's our community's proprietary indicator. And then it uses our company, GFU Sniper Pro scanner, which is just one of 9 scanners that the company has for you to use. So we put up a website for more information here, SorianoFormula.com. This is another domain name of mine, so I set this up last night so that the page would go to SorianoFormula.com. The other website of mine is SorianoBlueprint.com. And I also have a website, Trade with Bill, as well, that you may see. So if you see any of those are all good and valid websites. They are all mine. This is, this is a secure site, right? HTTPS as well as the Soriano Blueprint is as well. So let's get into the charts here. And I'll just show you what has transpired since last night and into today. Now, myself, I don't like to take any trades on Sunday evening, so I stay away from taking trades. However, I do still mark the charts up so that we see if there were any trade ideas that were confirmed and how they would have worked out. And if I see over the next couple of weeks that the trades work out from Sunday night, then maybe I'll think about taking them. But first off, here's AUDCHF. Look at this one, guys. Now, this was a trade idea right here that was confirmed with the scanner, right, at 2:30 this morning. For this is for you guys that in the London session, right? Of course, I'm still sleeping at 2:30 a.m. But this almost got to the 1 to 2. And as you guys know, at the 1 to 2, that locks in a 1% gain, right? At 1 to 1.5, we would move our stop loss to break even. So there were no way to lose this trade. Worst case scenario on this trade would be a break even. But this got very close to getting that +1. And I would have probably myself, if I take this trade live, I would have probably moved my stop loss to +1 at this point, even though it did just miss it. It did just miss the 2% gain by a little bit. Let's just show you one of these in GFU so you can see what it looks like here. But so this is the 2:30 a.m. candle in Odd Chef here. Go over to our Sniper Pro scanner. And here's the 2:30 a.m. candle right here. Now, you can see here it's a nice red candle, so that's good. We have a red Super Sniper arrow above it. Not only that, there's a scorecard, a +8 scorecard. That's an additional confirmation, right? You have the red sniper line, the red trend line, and so that was a good one. That was confirmed, right? So we get the trade idea. That's when the first 2 conditions are met. That's our indicator goes off, and we get a close below the 55 EMA. So that's for a sell. Now for a buy like this, we would need to close above the 55. You see these two over here? We did not get a close above the 55 on them. This one here, you don't get a close above the 55 as well. So this one was confirmed. And one thing that I do want to mention here is when you're back testing these slightly, when you're not doing them actually live, um, the candle, once it closes, it's going to stay red. The arrow, the sniper arrows, the super sniper or the sniper arrows are going to stay red. The scorecard's going to stay there. They don't repaint. The sniper line is going to stay the same color. The trend line is going to stay the same color. The only thing that can change are the bands, the volatility bands, right? As price moved down here, these bands would have moved down a little bit from where they were at this time. But you can see here that since they're way well through the bands, that would have been still a good entry. And of course, here's our midway point right here. That's very important. And that's going to move up as price moves down, or it'll move down as price moves up. But you can see that even right now, this candle close is still well above that midway point line. It's hard to see the midway point line, guys. You got to really look. You probably can't see it in this screen here, but that midpoint line is right there. Okay, so that was a confirmed entry there, like we say. Let's get to the rest of them here. I'm just going to scroll through. I have them marked up already for you. Of course, the ones that aren't marked up, they were not confirmed. Like I checked this one here. This one was not confirmed, even though it looks like it would have been a good trade. This one here also would have been a losing trade, but it wasn't confirmed either. We do have one losing trade here this morning, though, to show you. So we show you the losses as well as the wins. Okay, what do we have here? This is EURUSD. So this gives a confirmed trade idea right here. This one I have marked up. This is from 4 p.m. on Friday. So this was right before the market closed on Friday. And we can see here that this did get to a 1 to 1.5 here. So worst case scenario here would be a break even. This is GBP AUD. This one ended up just losing here. This went off at 6:15 last night. Again, myself personally, I don't like to take trades Sunday evening. I like to wait till if I was gonna trade the London session, I would do that, but I'm still sleeping, so I like till I wouldn't want to take a trade until I wake up Monday morning, which is around 7 a.m. Although I was a little bit late getting down to the computer today, and that cost me a little bit on a trade here. But this one would have lost, okay? And if we're looking at market structure, like I did a little training on that Friday, you could see this is a swing low, although it has nothing to do with this strategy. Just for you guys that know, there's a swing low there. There's the swing high here. Now, these candles don't close above these wicks here, so that swing high doesn't change, even though this wick goes a little bit higher. So this would still be where your change of character is at. So this trade was still trending up. If you just look at pure market structure alone on the 15-minute, of course, on the higher time frames, we don't know, but this strategy, we don't need a higher time frame confirmation for. And then as it comes down here and it breaks through this low, you do get a slight close below there, which is a change of character telling you now maybe it's heading down. But that was a losing trade per the strategy. Right here, get a big, already a 1 to 4 on this one. And see this one here. The entry is right here, 1 a.m. this morning. GBP CHF. This does pull back, puts you in the drawdown pretty significantly there, but then it moves and you would already have a 4% win on this one. Yeah, that's because I had that on. You can see that's already, it'll already move to a 1 to 4. So already you have a 4% win on that one. Let's see where you're up. You're up 1.5 here, and it almost comes back and stops you out. See how this wick comes back? So if you would have moved your stop loss when you were up 1.5 to break even, you do almost get stopped out here. Some brokers may take you out of the trade. I don't know, but this does go on to get a 1 to 4. GBP USD right here, we have what appears to be a losing trade. So that was a second losing trade this morning. And then right here, we have a re-entry. And you can see that this moves down close to a 1 to 5. So that's probably close enough for me to move that to break even, especially since the one just before it lost. NAS 100, guys. I told you how I was upset about this because I missed this last week on Wednesday because the alert went off here at 3 p.m. Eastern time. This went on to a 1 to 5. Not only that, on Friday, it then pulls back. And right here on Friday, right before the market close, let's at 3:30, where are we at? Right here? Okay, well, I have this marked up wrong. Right here, before the market close, we get a re-entry, but I have this circled. Let me just check this. This is 3:45 p.m. on Friday. Let me just see what I was doing here. I may have marked this up wrong. Okay. 3:45 p.m. That's right here. Okay, so yeah, this is a valid entry. Um, maybe at that time, I don't know, I had that circled. Maybe at that time, this was past the midway point. No, because as it moved up, it would move down. So yeah, that's a valid entry right there. Got a blue candle, blue sniper arrow. We have a blue trend line, a blue sniper line. Price went well down below these Bollinger Bands here, and it's not past the halfway point. So that is actually valid there. I don't know why I have that circled. Just get rid of that. Okay, but this is the entry candle. This is the re-entry candle right here in the NAS 100. Pretty big stop loss down to there. So our 1 to 5 would be, I did have that marked up wrong, actually. Our 1 to 5 is right about there. Okay, let's just keep going here. We have NZDJPY here. This one, here's our entry at 9:45 p.m. last night. So again, this was a Sunday night trade. Again, it almost gets up 1 to 5, not quite. Then it comes up, and so you're kind of in profit right here. And USD CAD right here gives us an entry at 3:45 a.m. this morning, which is right now in drawdown. Okay, and then of course, here is my gold trade, which I took this morning off of this entry right here. This was our trade idea that was confirmed with the scanner. And you could see though, I got in a little bit late. And then because I got in late, I had to use this area right here for my stop loss. So right now I am in drawdown. So that's not looking good, but we'll see how that turns out later on today. So later on today, I'll come back on and show you how this turns out. But again, guys, just to make sure you remember that this is a strategy. You can get started with this today. You can you can purchase your membership with GFU today. Gives you access to all of our community training, our Discord channel, our indicator, our proprietary indicator that we use here for this strategy. And then you'll get access to all 9 of the scanners in GFU. We use the Sniper Pro scanner right now. That's the one that we are teaching. That's the one that this strategy uses. And of course, you could try this out. You can get started, pay for your membership, and then you can try it out all week. And if you're not happy with it, you contact the company, say, hey, it's not for me. I want my money back. And the company will refund your money 100% as long as you're within the 7-day window that they offer, right? So have a great day, guys, and I will see you back later on. I just did an entire Facebook Live and I forgot to share my screen. So if you were watching that Facebook Live, which probably nobody was watching it, which would be good at this point, then I apologize for that, but I'm back and now I'm sharing my screen. So it's about 12:24 p.m. And what I'm doing here on Facebook, guys, is I'm making these Facebook Lives. And so here's the one I did this morning, 4 hours ago, right? Where I go over some trading situations, any trades that I've taken. Again, I'm not an investment advisor. I'm not telling you, I'm not coming live here to tell you to take trades. Um, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just coming on for educational purposes only, and I'm showing you what the indicator we have is telling us, our community indicator that you'll get access to when you join us, and also what our Sniper Pro scanner is telling us, and you'll get access to that and 8 other scanners when you join us in GFood. Okay. Now, Forex is risky. You could lose all or part of your capital. So you always trade on demo when you're a beginner trader. And even if you're intermediate and advanced, you should try out any new strategy on demo first. So here's the one I did 4 hours ago. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of if I go live 2 or 3 times a day, I'm kind of taking those videos, putting them together, and then uploading them to YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you may notice that a minute ago it was early in the morning, and now it's later in the afternoon. And that's why when I come on, I try to give you the time of day so that you'll be able to catch that if you're watching these on YouTube. And then at the end of the week, I'm going to go through, get these videos off of my Facebook page because I don't want them cluttering up the whole feed, right? And Facebook is going to remove them in 30 days anyway. They don't want them. They don't want them on there anymore either. So if you come back to this page and you don't see a live session here, just know that on my channel and my GFU scanner playlist, that video will be there somewhere. And if you can't find it, just it'll be part of a bigger video, right? So you have to kind of look at the day that the video is posted, and that's kind of how you'll be able to tell where that information is at. But if you're looking for something, just let me know and I'll help you find it. But anyway, I want to come on here live now. And so this is the trade I took earlier this morning that I lost in gold. Then I got back in, and here's where we're at right now. So hopefully I need to get this. Hopefully I really need like a nice 4% gain here, which I really want to try to get here with this gold trade today. But I'll take 1 or 2% as well. Anyway, with this loss here, as I told you, I like to come down at 7 a.m., but I got down here a little bit later today. So this candle right here was this was actually the 5 a.m. candle. And so I didn't get down here till this candle right here. Actually, it was actually past 7 o'clock. So this candle right here was moving down. And so I came to the chart, I seen the trade idea, I confirmed it on the scanner, right? We have those 6 conditions. 2 of them are here on TradingView, the other 4 we get from the scan, right? So we have to use the indicator, this 55 EMA, and the other 4 conditions are on the scan, right? So they're all here in the Sniper Pro PDF file here. There's a video that explains it here. And there's the 6 conditions right here for a buy, 6 for a sell. And then this is our trading plan here. Now remember, one of the conditions to exit a trade is if you get an alert in an opposite direction. Now that should say a confirmed trade idea in the opposite direction, not just an alert. Okay, or if you get a scorecard candle on the scanner in the opposite direction. We had that happen last week, right? And today we had this happen where if you would have taken this trade at the right time, this is where you would have gotten in after this candle. The stop loss would have been up here, And then when you get this confirmed trade idea right here, that's where you would exit this short position, right? You would exit this short position and you would then take the buy, right? Because this is a confirmed trade idea long. So you would just have a small loss. Now I had a little bit bigger loss because I didn't get in. I got in late. I got in at this candle here. Okay. Now, I talked a little bit about market structure Friday and this morning, and just to say, if you understand market structure, here on the 15-minute, we can see prices coming in the downtrend. We have a swing high here, a swing low here, and then when price goes through this swing high and we get a candle close up there, that's a change of character. And now that short term, that trend bias on the 15-minute is down. Okay, now that's not part of the strategy. You don't need to know that. You would just take this sell here, and then you would just get out here because you got the trade, confirmed trade alert, trade idea in the opposite direction. Okay. But if you are more advanced and you read market structure, you might say to yourself, hey, it's 7 in the morning. I still have, 4 more hours to find a trade here. This is the first one that's presented itself, and it's really not looking good when I look at this market structure here. Now, if you go to the scanner and look, right, the scanner tells you it's bearish because the scanner is just using this moving average here. This is a 987 EMA. So it takes the last 987 candles. So this gold one here is the 987. If price is below that, they're going to say it's bearish here. If it's above it, they're going to say it's bullish. Now, there are 2 other moving averages, kind of like I use on my higher time frame strategies. There is this purple line, which is the 233, and there's this blue line here, which will turn red as well. And that's, I believe, right here. I can't tell. It gets hard to tell because there's also 2 other lines that are connected to the price movement here that also turn red and blue. So it's one of these. Anyway, that's the 55. This is the 233 and then the 987. Those are all Fibonacci extension numbers, right? They're all part of the Fibonacci sequence, I should say. Those are all Fibonacci numbers, okay? And I guess that's why John Oliver picked them. I asked him, but he wouldn't tell me exactly why, but he's the one that picked these 3 moving averages. And I like them as well. But anyway, again, with that 55 below the 233, that's kind of a bearish signal too. But if you can read the actual market structure, you'd say to yourself, there might be a chance this is moving up. And then hopefully that's what it does, right? So that's gold. That's the gold trade that I am in, right? Back up here to OddCAD. Let's see what the other pairs are doing here. So OddCAD, this would have been a +1. You'd be out of this trade, right? It got to +2. It just barely missed it, but I would have moved it to the +1. So remember, when price gets to when you're up 1.5%, you move the stop loss to break even, right? +2, you move it to +1, and +3, you move it to +2, and you wait till it either hits +4 or gets out of +2, right? So because of that, this would be a +1. Now, if you didn't move it to +1 because it didn't actually hit that 2%, just missed it by a little bit, a couple pips, then you'd be out at break even, okay? Now, EUR/USD, this one is also a break even. This is a break even. It was up 1.5% right here. Price comes back down. You're out at break even, then it takes off to the upside. Looks bad, right? Again, mindset here, guys. Remember, that mindset is 80% of the battle here. There's a good book you can read. It was recommended to me by Dave Thomas. I just pulled it up here, and it's part of Amazon Audible's subscription, but you don't need to have that subscription to get it. You can get this book anywhere. I got the audio book here. It's called Best Loser Wins by Tom Hogarth. Okay? The Best Loser Wins, Why Normal Thinking Never Wins the Trading Game, written by a high-stake day trader. So that title says it all, right? That title says it all. We know the trading is 80% mental. It's 80% mindset, okay? If it wasn't, there'd be more successful traders. Right now, they're saying probably about 80% of traders end up losing money, right? If all it took were indicators, scanners, technical analysis, there'd be a lot more profitable traders, right? The problem is here, mindset. This is where it's at. 80% of whether or not you're a successful trader will depend on your mindset. And books like that can help, by Tom Hogarth, right? You don't need more books on technical analysis. You don't need more books on that. If you want to learn about that, you do need to know that. Don't get me wrong, you need to know it for stop loss. It's good to know market structure, like I'm showing you. It's good to know order blocks, right? Liquidity and all that stuff. But the main thing is mindset, okay? Right? The main thing is mindset. Uh, this is the type of book you want to read, right? Because if you're with us here in Gifu, you have the community behind you. You have access to all of us, all of the experts in the community, all of the experts in the company. Uh, you know, if you want to get a book, if you want to read something, this is the type of book you want to read because your success in trading will come down to this. It'll be 80% mindset, 20% actual strategy and knowledge. Okay. So again, that's break even. GBP/AUD, this one actually loses, right? Loses badly. Of course, something must have happened in the British pound overnight because the dollar is much stronger against it here. Price drop. Also did that in another one. But we had this for a buy. We would have had this for a buy. That's what the indicators were telling us and the scanner. So that ended up losing. GBP Shefto ended up winning. Easy 4% win. This actually goes on to a 127 here, right? So for every dollar you risk, you could make $7. Now we get out of the trades at +4, right? So this is a 4% win for us in GBP CHF. Again, something happened in the British pound overnight to cause that to weaken. However, it didn't weaken that much against the dollar, right? It started moving down. The dollar has its own issues here, but then it starts marching up here. So this would be a 1% win. It was up 2%, so we'd move the stop loss to +1, and we would have gotten stopped out with a +1. The NAS 100 trade is still running here. We may have gotten another signal to enter right here, right? Now I could not take that because I already have, I've already lost one trade and I have one trade that is not at break even. So for me, I don't want to have more than 2 trades open, or I don't want to lose more than 2 trades in one day. Okay. So because I don't know how that other gold trade is going to pan out, I can't take any more trades because I already lost one trade. So if I would take another trade, I could possibly lose the second gold trade and then lose this trade. So I don't want to do that. My rule is 2 losses in a day, I'm done. I shut everything off. Okay, now when I say a day, that means a day here in Pittsburgh, right? The trading day may switch later on today at 5 p.m. Eastern time, but I'm waiting until tomorrow, right? New York session, or when I wake up tomorrow, Tuesday, before I would take any more trades if that other gold trade loses. Now, if that other gold trade gets to a point where I can move it to break even, then I could take another trade. That's not happening now, though. That may happen later on today during the Asian session. Okay, so NZD/JPY, this one also lost. So again, guys, the last couple weeks, we see very few losing trades. But today we see a little more. Actually, we see 3 losses. But remember, 3 losses, 3 1% losses are 3% down. This one trade here in GBP CHF, if you get a 4% gain, you wipe out those 3 losses and you're up 1%. So you can lose, sometimes you can lose 3 out of 4 trades. That's not going to happen all the time, but you are going to lose trades. I know the last couple of weeks, we were seeing a lot of winners. Not going to be like that all the time. And remember, past results do not equal future profits, right? Won't be like that all the time, I guarantee you that. But this one win here wipes out 3 losses, plus puts you up 1%. So you lose 3 out of 4 trades, 75% losses. and you're up 1% if you follow the trade management plan. And that's where the mindset comes in. And that's where books like this will help you. Best loser wins. Without that mindset, what happens is people end up winning more than they lose, but their winning trades are small. And they end up losing $1.50 for every dollar they win because they're not following the proper money management because they don't have the right mindset. Okay, I'm done harping on that. GBP USD, okay, right. We were showing you how you can lose 3 trades and still end up profitable, right? US CAD, that's your other loss here, right? So 3 losing trades. We've seen 3 losing trades either from overnight or this morning, right? But we see a +1, we see a couple break evens, and we see that +4, and that puts us up what? That puts up actually 2% if we would have taken all those trades. Now, the issue is you're not going to be able to take all those trades, right? That's where mindset comes in, just to take your loss and move on. You don't let it affect you. You don't start jumping to a different strategy. You just take your loss and you don't let it affect you emotionally. You just move on. Okay, guys. So that's it for this session. Again, I did a session 4 hours ago here. I'll probably come back on later on during the Asian session if something happens. And then I'll probably put all 3 of the live sessions together and upload them to YouTube. So have a great day, guys. Any questions, let me know. Again, make sure if you can, you get this book wherever you get it from Tom Hogard, Best Loser Wins. And, you can get that on audiobook like I do. I go to the gym. I listen to that while I'm at the gym on the, exercise equipment, on the elliptical and the treadmill. Of course, when I'm lifting weights, I just shut that off. But, when I'm on that exercise equipment and on that treadmill, that helps the time go faster. Plus, you're getting the information and you're learning something, right? Right. And also, if you're trading and you're sitting at your laptop and you're waiting, if you're on a 15-minute time frame, you're waiting for the next candle to come out because you have to scroll through all the pairs to see if you have any trade ideas like I do. You can also listen to it then as well. So have a great night. Have a great day, guys. And I'll talk to you later on. I did 2 sessions earlier. Just to show you what's going on here still, this is the gold trade that I got in this morning. Remember that I lost the first trade. I got in late and I got out of it when the the confirmed trade idea came here. It was confirmed and it was in the opposite direction. So that's when I exited that first trade, which was a sell, and I got in this buy here, which is moving up here slowly all day. If we look at the scanner here to look at gold here, you can see that all day long this trend has been blue straight across here, right? You get a few red sniper arrows, that's not a big deal. And this is actually the second scorecard candle that we've gotten today going the opposite way, but it's not a confirmed scorecard candle, meaning that you don't have a red candle, you don't have a red sniper arrow, and you don't have a red sniper line and a red trend line. So if it's not confirmed, we don't worry about it. This is the second one. The first one was here and has disappeared since then. So that's the gold trade. We're still in that. We're going to continue holding that here. We do have our stop loss moved up to +1 on that. You can see here on our broker chart, we moved our stop loss up to here to +1. We're trying to get this to go to +3. Once it gets to +3, we'll move our stop loss to +2. Okay, hopefully we can get a 4% out of this trade here in gold today. It's been just moving up slowly all day. Now, looking at the other trades here, there's a new one that came out here in USD JPY. This one, we get the confirmed trade entry candle right here, 11 a.m. this morning. And you can see this has moved down nicely as well. This is now at about 1 to 2.5. So this would be locked in at a +1. And then we'll try to get that to 3% so we can lock in a 2% gain. So that's USD JPY moving to the downside. I did want to tell you guys that I'm working on a new ebook that I'm going to have ready here in a couple days for beginning investors, beginning Forex traders. But the ebook is going to have this trading plan as a bonus chapter at the end. So it's a 10-chapter ebook, but there'll be an additional bonus chapter that will have this training plan in it. So that will be part of the ebook, and I'll be giving that away for free, and I'll be using that to give people information about this trading plan in the future. So basically on the YouTube videos, people will have to message me on Facebook or email me to get a copy of the free ebook. So I should have that done in a couple days. If you're watching this and you want to get that as soon as it's ready, just send me a message and I'll shoot it out to you as soon as I have it ready. Okay, so let's see where other, let's see here. This was AUDCHF. And this one from earlier today was a +1. We talked about that earlier. EUR USD was a break even. GBP AD was a small loss, a 1% loss. GBP Chef was that one that went all the way to a almost a +6. GBP USD, this one was also a +1. As you could see here, it was up +2, so we moved that stop loss to +1, and then this comes all the way up. And this is one where you would have gotten stopped out at a 1% loss had you not used the trailing stop method that we use. Okay. So again, sometimes it works out in your favor like this, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes price comes back, stops you out, and then continues the way you want it to go. The NAS 100, this trade here is still running. Remember, from last week, Wednesday, we had like a trade that would have given you I think it's like a 1 to 5 before it started pulling back here. And then there was another entry. There's a couple more entries here too, but since we're already in this one here, you wouldn't take those additional entries. NZDJPY, this was a 1% loss here. USD CAD was a 1% loss. And then, of course, this is the one I just showed you, USDJPY. Trying to get that. It's currently up about 2.5%. And our trade in gold now is right here. It's pulling back a little bit. You can see how it moves up, pulls back a little bit, moves up, pulls back, moves up, pulls back. And I just expect it to keep doing that overnight. Now I do have that stop loss moved up to +1 here, which is basically right here. You can see that dashed line here in Trade Locker. So if it does come back to there, we have 1% locked in. But we're hoping that this moves up and we're able to get that 4% gain on it. So that's about it for tonight, guys. That's 10 p.m. Eastern time. This is the third live for today. And like I told you, I'm going to package these together into one big video from each day when I do these live sessions on Facebook. And then I'm going to upload that to YouTube. And again, I will have that free ebook ready to go for you. Let me see if I could show you kind of what it's going to look like. I have the rough draft of it here, but I don't have it in the ebook format right now. This is what it looks like right here. And it's a Forex quick start guide, a beginner's roadmap to day trading success. And like I said, there's 10 chapters here. Just can't get this thing to move here. It's still spinning. 10 chapters here, and there's a bonus chapter that has the ATH RSI Sniper Pro 15-minute trade plan. And that's all the way here at the bottom, right? So that's about it for today, guys. I'll be back on in the morning if anything's happened. Have a great night.